You can hear me now. So let me know what questions you guys have, either about stimulus or inflation or the recession. Let me put the comment that I was talking about back on screen when I thought that you guys could hear me. Give me 1 second. So the big cheese said, I only have $23 in my bank account. Should I be ashamed? I wish I had 23K instead. No, you should not be ashamed. I very frequently don't have a lot of money in my bank account either. I do have money saved up in my 401k that my company contributes to. I do have money in some investment accounts, but if you look at my actual bank account, there's very little money in there. All right, guys, I actually have some, I'm not going to call it bad news, because when one door closes, another one opens. I'm back on the unemployment train again. I am not working at the new company that I just started at any longer, and I don't want to hide that from you guys. I do want to be transparent. So I found myself certifying for benefits yet again this morning. Of course, I've already started applying to other jobs, and the place I was at, it just wasn't a good fit, but I'm sad. I knew I was going into a tricky situation, and I really wanted to be the one to like take everything and turn it around and make it better. And I wasn't able to do that, unfortunately. And I'm super sad about it. So, but I wanted to share that with you guys. No. He's saying he had $23, and he said that he wishes it was 23K. So I'm about to probably only have $23 in my account, and that's part of why I visited my friends, because like I really, really wanted the job to work out. Certified for benefits. Uber drivers can't get on that now, huh? That whole thing back in 2020 was when independent contractors could get on it. Now it's fully only W-2. Yes, that's correct. You did need to have like enough hours from a W-2 employer. Especially like that. I'm so close. And then like the comments are cutting off my head. It's making me look weird. But yeah, it's only W-2 workers now. And you guys know I worked at like the same company for 25 years. And then I left for what I thought was going to be a better opportunity. And I wanted it to be a better opportunity. And I put my whole heart into it, and it didn't work out. And now I am back on unemployment, certifying for benefits. But yeah, yeah, don't be ashamed about $23. You have $86 after all the bills. Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of us. Even people that are investing, if you're investing as much as you can in your 401k, a lot of times that's going to leave you with a very slim margin in your actual bank account. I actually like that, because if I have extra money in my bank account, I'm more likely to spend it on irresponsible things. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. Okay. Janice wants to know, are they still doing PEBT in Washington? So the easiest way for me to do that is to share my screen with you, and let's see what I can find. 1 second here. I never thought I'd be on unemployment again. And like, in the past, I could do that today if you guys want. I'm back on unemployment, so my job is not okay. I'm no longer with the company. And I'm super sad. I did take a chance. And for a little while, I was making more money. And I still think, and then I also thought that I had another job like immediately lined up. And I thought that job was going to pay even more. And I didn't get that job. And it's frustrating, but I know that there's better opportunities out there. And then I'm also kind of like, is this a sign to really do YouTube full time? Because I still believe in that as a possibility also. Right now, even though I'm going live every Sunday morning at 11 and Monday night at 9, that's kind of all I'm doing with YouTube. And that's making about $200 a month. Okay, we're going to answer Janice's question, but then Joel, I want to answer yours first, because I know the answer to that, whereas Janice's, I'm going to have to look up the answer. Go back to the old company I used to work for. I know they love you there. So I have a lot of love for them, but they closed the actual location where I was last working, and they are working on opening another location that would be close to me. And I already reached out to them and I was like, hey, like, I would be happy to be the manager of the new location you're opening. And you guys, that one video that I made where after I left, where I shared where I was going to work, where I was working, I titled that video, and it was live, and it maybe only had 1,000 views. I titled that video something like, I dodged a bullet. And I didn't give nobody, and they didn't like that. So basically my old boss, who does still like me, like I consider ourselves friends now that she's not my boss, but she basically said to me, a lot of people saw that video. And I was like, did you watch it? And she was like, no. And I was like, well, you should really watch it, because I didn't say anything bad about that, my former company. I wouldn't do that because I never want to burn a potential bridge, right? I wanted that to be the possibility. But I also, I've been studying YouTube and how YouTube works, and you're supposed to title things a little to pique people's interest, which is sometimes called clickbait. And so when I titled the video, I dodged a bullet, like it's clickbait. And I did dodge a bullet. I didn't know I was dodging a bullet, but like that was my truth. And like not even that many people saw the video, including the person who was like, well, a lot of people saw that video. And I really I still like that company, so I wouldn't ever say anything bad. If any of you guys were on that, I did kind of say, I gave some general numbers. I said we were paying more than this number in rent. And so if we're paying more than that in rent and we were closed for a whole year, it means that we owed more than that in the year we were closed. And those aren't like secret numbers. You can Google like how much does office space go for in Los Angeles. And I thought at least that it was important to let the staff know that they didn't just close and it was like a little bit of money that they owed. Like it was a lot of money. And I didn't give an exact number. I gave general numbers that I feel like you could Google and kind of figure it out. And I titled the video, I dodged a bullet. And they were like, Shelly, a lot of people saw that video and they didn't like it. And so because I made a video like that they didn't even actually watch, it made it seem like I can't go back there somewhere that I did not mean to cry on the internet this morning. Somewhere that I gave 25 years of my life to. I left in good standing. I gave proper notice. The feeling that I got was that I was not welcome back. So I don't think that's an option, unfortunately, because I really liked it. Okay. You know what happens? Everything happens for a reason. So that's where I'm at, back to certifying for unemployment. And part of the reason why my channel was so successful is because everybody needed to know about unemployment benefits. Like now I don't know. I still have like a good financial situation in comparison to a lot of people, but I don't know. I'm a little bit uncertain. I feel like there's already a lot of channels that give really good financial advice. Okay, anyway, we are going to go back. And the situation that I just left that I really wanted to turn around, it was just really hard. And I didn't quit because it was hard or anything. That's not what happened. It wasn't, I'll say it was not my decision to leave. I was in it. I wanted to turn things around. Anyway, okay. All right, so let's go back to Janice's question, which is, are they still doing PEBT in Washington? So let me share my screen while I Google that. Sorry, guys, but I want to be honest with you, but I don't, is being honest here on YouTube for $200 a month, is that messing up my chances at another job that actually could pay my bills, because as much as I'd love to be able to live off of $200 a month, that is not possible. Okay, give me 1 second. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna Google. Let me make sure this is working. It is. Okay. I'm gonna type in PEBT Washington. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee too. You guys know what that means. Take a minute and like the video, please. Okay. It looks like PEBT is extended in the state of Washington. Oh. Okay. PEBT latest news. Let me make sure it's sharing the right screen. It is. Okay. PEBT latest news this is for Washington. We've started processing and distributing PEBT benefits for children under age 6 and will continue to do so over the next several weeks. Be sure to sign up for text message alerts on the status of your child's PEBT by clicking the image above. And that's this image that says, get PEBT text updates. Let's text. It says they'll text you everything you'll need to know. So maybe sign up for that. I'll drop the link to the page that I'm on in a second. This goes back from August 1st. We anticipate sending benefits for children under age 6 beginning in July, but they're delayed. Summer 2022 benefits may also be delayed. We do not have specific dates at this time. We're working on processing PEBT benefits as quickly as possible, and we thank you for your patience. So Janice, I'm going to drop the link of where I'm getting this information from, and then you can sign up from those texts on that. Uh-oh. What just happened? Hold on. Control-C. What the heck? This is going to work. There we go. All right. Oops. All right, so I've just dropped that in the chat for you, Janice. All right, you guys, I did not mean to do all that. All right, so Janice, you're welcome. Hopefully you are still in here. And yeah, Big Cheese, that's the situation for a lot of us. And guys, I was looking at the PEBT for the state of Washington. If there's a specific state you want me to look up or any information that you want me to look up specific, I will. Big Cheese, you wish you had $1 million in the account. Me too. I don't want to really share all the details of what happened, but I will just say it wasn't my decision. Praying everything turns out better for me. You know, it will. I really, really still think that when one door closes, another one opens. And I know that something great is right around the corner. And I still think it's a really good time to look for work. And there's still a lot of money to be made if you're a server. Like, they're making over $32 an hour. That is not bad money. So maybe I want to do that. Yeah. Okay, Ben. Certified for benefits. We talked about that. Yeah, it's not available for 1099 independent contractor workers. It's only available for traditional W-2 jobs now. You do have the work search requirements. You're not paid for the first week of unemployment benefits because there's that waiting week. I will say it's easier to get through the unemployment office now. Okay, let me look at some other comments. Yeah, I'm out of work. It's through no fault of, well, it wasn't my choice, it's through no fault of my own. I took a chance. Yeah, I did. And I was really excited about it. And I still think that they're a cool company where I was working. Lots of people are living off their credit cards. It's very rough out there right now. Yes, I agree with that. And try to avoid doing that, because that gets you caught up in like a dangerous circle, I think. So I agree that lots of people are doing that. It's absolutely like a necessity that they're living off their credit cards, because necessities are so expensive. Toilet paper, feminine products, gas, milk, groceries. And when the government talks about raising interest rates to slow down purchasing, I don't think that they're gonna they're not going to lower prices on the essentials. Now, there are places like Walmart and Kohl's and Target that have like an overstock of inventory, but like, is that going to be like on last season's sweaters, on things that aren't in style anymore? That kind of thing. Yeah, all that overstock that should have come in last year, but it was like stuck in like the harbor on, what are those things? Containers? On container shipments. That stuff didn't come in on time. And so now those are off the ships and the stores have too much. But are those necessities? Because that's what people want. Okay, Joel says, go back to the old company. Oh, that's where I started crying. Yep, they don't want me. I'm on unemployment. Then do YouTube full time. I think there's no harm. Here's the dilemma, right? To do YouTube full time, I feel like I almost can't look for other employment. So then do I waste like valuable time, like trying to find a new job? Like would my time be better spent looking for a good new job, or would my time be better spent developing the channel? And that's what I'm not sure about. I tend to think that in general, I'm the type of person that does better when there's like an actual schedule, when I have to be somewhere at a certain time. Like YouTube, it's a little loosey-goosey. It's kind of up to you to manage your own time, and that's a little bit trickier for me, just quite honestly. Okay, Rocky says, my baseline to do YouTube full-time every day if I can. I'm not ready to do every day. Like if I could get back to the consistently even doing the 2 lives, and I just want to start off slow, like I don't want to run out of ideas, 1 real video a week, I think that would be a good place to start. It just didn't work out. It was not a good fit. I didn't leave it wasn't my choice to leave, but it was also no fault of my own. It was very interesting circumstances, and I wish them nothing but the best. I would go back in a heartbeat if they decided that they wanted that to happen. XPX1 says, I'm on partial unemployment because of reduced hours. I'm curious what industry that is where you're on the reduced hours. Ben, you're sorry to hear about what happened to the job. You're confident I'll bounce back quickly. I hope so, but do I want to? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do I want to? Let me know in the comments. Like, do you think I should go back to work for another employer, or do you think I should really go all out on YouTube and maybe other social media like TikTok, Instagram? I don't know. I will say that I am going to like a YouTube conference thing at the end of September. So, thank you, Diane. Yeah, like I think they just didn't watch the video. I don't think I would never say something bad about a former employer. And guys, I don't ever want you guys to do that either. It's not, first of all, it's not professional to do that. It's not, you never know who you're going to run into, where they're going to wind up, and if you might need their help going somewhere. I really think that if they would have watched the video, that they wouldn't have had that take on it, because I didn't say anything bad about them. And I didn't even give specific numbers, so it wasn't like I shared confidential information. I maybe did share a little bit more than they had shared with the staff in terms of like the dollar amount, but at the same time, I think they should have done that. Like, I think, and again, I just gave general numbers. And Diane, I think you were in that chat. Someone was like Googling what the taxes on that building were. It's public information. Anyway, okay, Andrew says, don't worry about the job situation. I'm strong and intelligent. I'll have a glorious comeback. I really hope that's true. Explain, I did. And I mean, they know me. I think they know that I would never say something bad about the old company. And I told her, like on the phone, when I was like, hey, maybe I could help manage that new spot. I was like, did you even watch it? I don't know. I do still have so my best friend. So right now I'm staying with, I had 2 best friends growing up. Just 2, not 4. I had 2 best friends growing up. And I'm hanging out with one set of those friends. He's married now. This weekend, so I'm out in Calabasas at their house hanging out. And then my other best friend is renting my garage as like a work from home space because they are still working remote. And it's my very best friend. So it's like not weird or anything to have them like in my garage and like going back and forth in the side gate. And I do still have that help. And you guys might imagine this, I should do a breakdown of my budget. My expenses aren't very expensive. Um, but it's more, I need some income in order to pay my bills. My house is I'm about 4.5 years from completely paying off my house. I owe 42,000 and some change on the house. So 4.5 years that will be paid off. So I don't need a whole lot of money. So yeah. Okay. Sunny says, don't cry. I'm an amazing person. I'll find something. It's just hard. And I really wanted this. I wanted this new job. It didn't work out. I'm always like, you guys be hopeful. And here I am like, it's hard. Like, this is not, I did not think that this would happen. Oh, okay. Anyway. And I know that something better is right around the corner, but thank you guys for your support. Okay. Diana says, things will always get better. I hope so. Keep praying. That's what helps you. Thank you, Sonia. Okay, that's me leaving the link to find out about the PEBT extra benefits in the state of Washington. Ben says, would I do Uber Lyft? Only temporary, of course, until I land a new position. It's decent money. That's something that I actually thought about. I know that I can always do that, right? And I have actually, in 2014, I drove for Uber. I didn't love it. I will say, my car has been in an accident, and there's like, I don't know if my car would pass the vehicle inspection. Also, that reminds me, Mom, if you're watching this, my mom told me last time I visited her that I have a tail light out. So, Mom, I know a lot of times you watch this. Maybe I'll put it in the chat too. Mom, remind me that we need to go to AutoZone to replace my tail light. Like all your lights need to be in good working condition. I'm gonna go walk. I'm gonna do my live. Maybe go swimming with my friends at their house in their like big pool. And then I'm gonna go see my mom. Mom, we gotta go to AutoZone. So we gotta do that today. So I need to make sure that all my lights are good. And when I had like, and I don't even know where I was hit. I must have just been hit like on the freeway or not on the freeway, sorry. Like while I was parked. So there's like a crack kind of, like my light works, but there's kind of a dent and it's hard to like replace. And then because of how, I will say this about new cars, it's like all the pieces are one long continuous piece and one piece is just a piece of plastic that like kind of is joined with another piece of plastic. So I think I would have to like replace, I got a quote once and they were like, it's going to be like $1,300. And like my lights work and my blinkers work fine. So I was like, oh, no, I'm not spending that for that. Like since the lights function okay. But I'm not sure if I could drive Uber with like that little defect, blemish. I don't know what to call that. I'm not sure if it would pass the vehicle inspection, and it definitely won't pass without that tail light. So Mom, we got to do that. Yeah, thank you everyone. Please make sure to like the video. Alex, now's the best time. Yes, 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 yes. If you can either pay off your credit cards or consolidate them into like a low cost or 0% for like 18 months credit card offer, I absolutely recommend doing that. Okay. Bonnie says, I did nothing wrong. Saying I dodged a layoff bullet is not discussing a company or not dissing a company. Cry freely. It's cathartic. Then go out and rule like the queen I am. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. And I think the thing is, I think it made some of the staff upset because what had happened was I left. And then about a month later, the company that I was working for 25 years, they shut down that location. But in between that time, my boss was actually going to leave too. And so that's I agree, right? It's very, what do the young kids say? That's sus. It's very suspicious when two people who have both worked for the company, I had worked for them for about 25 years. My boss came in 2 years after I did, and at one point I had been his boss. So he had been there 23 years. So when the two top people, both at the location for more than 20 years, suddenly both announced that they're leaving out of the blue, right before the entire location closes, I think the staff were like, no, there's no way that they didn't know. But we didn't know. I didn't know it was going to close. My boss didn't know it was going to close. Like neither one of us knew. And I think, like, I don't really know the logistics behind why they're not more upfront about that. I think they worry that, like, if they give people too much notice, like, oh, our store is going to close in October, right? Oh, I'm going to tell you guys two other jobs that I actually really want to apply for. And if I don't do YouTube full time, and maybe I'll try to do YouTube full time anyway. But like, I think maybe the worry is like, oh, if we tell people we're going to totally close down in October, like people start looking for work and then they don't stay around until the business is closed. So a lot of times when they're closing a store, they don't tell the employees until like 2 weeks maximum before they know the store's going to close. But I think that the staff don't believe that. And I don't blame them because it was really odd timing on that. But that is what it is. Okay. Now, here's two jobs that I think I might want to do. Number one, I know that this would only be temporary, but I love Halloween and Halloween's right around the corner. So if Spirit Halloween store is hiring, I worked at a Halloween store too. It might have been the same year I was doing Uber. So like, even though I worked at the same company for 25 years, I did Uber. I worked at a Halloween store. It was called Halloween Adventure. I'm not even sure if they're still around anymore because Spirit is the big Halloween store. But there's like a lot of Halloween stores that like crop up. And I think it's Halloween season. I think it's spooky season. So when I worked at Halloween Adventure, I did that for like a couple of years, both times, because it's seasonal. So I'm not entirely sure that I want to do seasonal work. But both times that I worked for them, at the end, they were like, hey, maybe next year you want to be a manager. And I was already managing at the movie theater. So both times I was like, no, I just want to do this for fun because I love Halloween and I don't want the extra responsibility since I already have a full-time management job. And at this point, that was like now years ago. So I don't think they would remember me and that I was amazing and that I should be a manager. But, and so if any of you are still at work, like seasonal pop-ups, that can be like a really fun job. So Halloween store. And what did I tell you guys during the whole pandemic? Tesla. I love Teslas. I do not have a Tesla, but I would love to sell other people Teslas. So either Tesla saleswoman or Halloween store manager. Those are just two possibilities that I'm thinking of. So yes, here I've already picked myself up. Like I know that there's other things that I want to do. So yeah. Okay. Oh, my voice is echoing. Debbie, all I can really say is that it didn't work out. It wasn't really my choice to leave. I was dedicated and committed to taking care of the issues that were going on there. It wasn't my choice to leave. And it's no fault of my own that I'm no longer there. So, ugh. Alex said, YouTube has hustled so many channels to compete with. So I hear it's hard. It's not impossible. And I've seen a meme, right? It says, I gave up my 9 to 5 to work 24/7. And I really believe that's true. I'm at the point on my channel where I want to learn how to do more things and get more skills. Like I can do a basic video, but I've never really added music to any of my videos. I don't like zoom in, right? Or zoom out. I don't like change the lighting, like there are things that I could do to level up my channel and it's time for me to learn them. And yeah, there's competition. So you just have, so there's this pressure, this whole hustle culture of like level up, level up, level up. And while I do encourage everyone to like continuously improve, I even read this book called Atomic Habits this year about like improving just like 1% every day. So I do believe in that. and trying to like improve every day, but at the same time that like really pushes the hustle culture and this like kind of like never rest kind of mentality. And I'm not sure that that's really healthy. I don't know. Okay. Get a part-time job and do YouTube. Yep, that's definitely a possibility. You're happy that I'm close to paying off my house. Yeah, and one day I need to make a video about that because I was in a 15-year, or I am in a 15-year loan at only 2.75%. Alex, oh, you're praying for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm glad I shared this with you guys. Okay. Monkey King says, sometimes does not matter what you say, just an excuse for them to get rid of you. For 7 years, you were a scapegoat and you knew you were right. Fought your manager for 6 years before you left that job. Yeah. Okay. Joel, I should pass Uber inspection. My car's in a salvage title. No, it's not. Tail light is easy. Yes, I need to do that. But it's my front bulb that's kind of cracked. And I know, guys, this is another tip. If it's just something like a light or a windshield wiper, AutoZone will replace it for you. Like you go in, you tell them, I drive this car and it's this year. And then you ask them nicely if they will come to your car and help you install it. And 9 out of 10 times they will. Diane says, I can do Uber Eats with damage on the car. You think, okay, I'll have to look into that. Uber Eats and DoorDash. DoorDash doesn't care about your car. All right. Monkey King, consider being a baccarat dealer at a casino. Huge tip, sometimes $300 within an hour. You don't need to go to dealer school, just befriend a dealer. I don't live very close to any casinos, but that's an interesting thought. And there's a really good movie. It's called Croupier. Check it out. It's very interesting. Okay, Debbie, education benefit while on EDD. They extend your benefits another year potentially. I'm going to look into that. Debbie, thank you for sharing that. So did your, it's your son, if I'm not mistaken, or is it just a friend? Did they end up going to the EDD and making that appointment and learning that? Because I've always wanted to get my real estate license. So that's another thing that I might want to do. And everybody says the housing market's going to crash, but I think it's just like a good thing. I don't know. So I'm a little bit nosy, right? And I like looking at other people's houses. I like looking at, oh, that's what their countertops look like, or oh, look how big their closet is, or oh, that's what they're using that drawer for, or oh, that's where they store their barbecue supplies. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm curious about how others design the space that they're in. So I would like to get my real estate license. So maybe that's a possibility. I don't know if getting your real estate license counts, but Debbie, anyway, my question for you is, did the person that was asking about the education benefits, did they end up going to the American Job Center, which is basically the same as EDD, and talking to someone in person and finding out that information? Hi, Francis. Francis, you missed it. I'm back on unemployment. Anyway. Okay, Bison, you got a Sony A7 as a gift. You have made only with it. It's $3,500 camera. Well, that's great. Make some videos with it. Turn it into something, and that's wonderful. Whoever got you that gift. Okay, yeah, real estate. You can see me doing that. Sell me a home. Here's an interesting story. First of all, shout out to my realtor, Kathleen Mueller. She's in like Temple City. Couldn't love her more, right? I love her. She was so dedicated. I drove her all over Southern California trying to find a really good deal. We went to some sketchy places. We went to some places where I really couldn't afford. But whatever I wanted to see, she would show it to me. And she answered all my questions at all sorts of weird times of the day, morning, afternoon, night. She was on it. Very good example of what I think a realtor should be. But I drug her so many places that I really kind of saw what she did. So that then when my friend bought a house, I actually recommended Kathleen to be their realtor, and they chose to work with her. So Kathleen Mueller is the realtor that I use. So if you guys are looking at houses or want somebody to show you houses, she's amazing. But my friends went to look at a house, and then for some reason there was like confusion about the realtor meeting my friends there to like let them in to look at the property. And I was there with them, and I was like, no, I've watched Kathleen do this a million times. And I was like, we maybe went into the house and looked at it, even though no realtor was present, which probably isn't legal, but that's going to be the fault. I don't know, whatever. And then my friends were like, Shelly, you would make a really good realtor. And I was like, you know what, I would. And I really like, I love touring the houses. And anyway, so yeah, that's something I want to do. There's a casino close to me in Inglewood, I think, if they didn't close. I think they did close that because there used to be like the racetrack there. And I know the racetrack isn't there anymore. Hollywood Park is, even though it wasn't in Hollywood, they called it Hollywood Park, and I know that that's closed. Okay, ready for the world. EDD benefit for education benefit tip. You have to declare it by week 16 of 26. The best and least used benefit ever. There is a process. Please do it before they stop doing it. All right, okay. All right, I'm going to check that out. Ready for the world and Debbie. Okay, Debbie, or an achievement certificate. Start at workforce EDD section, but report it as soon as you're enrolled. Okay, hang on one second. I'm going to take a screenshot of this so that I don't forget. Okay. Debbie, no green guy because I'm shooting for my friend's house today. But did you see the picture of my mom with the little green guy? All right. Anyway, since I am at my friend's house today, I think I'm going to stop streaming a little bit early. And we'll go live tomorrow at 9 o'clock. All right, you guys, I'm going to look into the EDD benefit for the education. And if what they're saying about the recession is true, and that a lot of people are about to lose their jobs, which is kind of what's in the news, by the way, is that a lot of companies are downsizing. Maybe I'll make more EDD videos. By the way, I totally did have to call them, and yes, you can get through without claimer. It is a little easier to get through these days. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. The sign should be right there, Shelly's Millions, even though it's not. Just imagine it. I'll see you tomorrow night back in my own blue room at 9 o'clock. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.